And Ken will not be joining us at all, Kevin. He just texted me.
Okay. And yeah, and Marta's sitting in for David, and Carrie won't be joining us either. They have another sort of mandatory thing they have to attend.
Okay. Hold on. All right, can we start? I guess so. Calling me to order. Attendance at the beginning of the meeting is 2 out of 3. Councillor Jolly and and Mayor Herron. Councillor Mackay is unable to join us today. So Natalie, can I have you make a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, and we will insert a in-camera session right after approval of minutes?
Sounds good. That the May 28, 2020 Emergency Management Advisory Committee meeting minutes, that the June 4th, 2020 Emergency Management Advisory Committee meeting agenda be adopted as amended.
Thank you. All right, call for the vote. That passes. All right, and yeah, Councillor Jolly, you're doing it all today.
That the May 28, 2020 Emergency Management Advisory Committee meeting minutes be adopted as presented.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Call for the vote. All right, that passes. Can I have a motion to go in camera?
That the committee move in camera to have a confidential dialogue in accordance with the provisions of section 24(1)(a) of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act.
Why don't you go on this one for the FOIP? And then
Can you guys mute over at the EOC? Thanks. Okay, motion to go in camera accepted. All those in favor? All right, I'll meet you over at Teams. I'll leave this open. We need to make a public motion on the confidentiality of our in-camera. Can you do that, Natalie?
The details of the in-camera discussion remain confidential pursuant to section 153E of the MGA.
I love how everybody's just waiting for us in the chat. Okay, all those in favor? I think, Ken, you have to vote. Ken?
In favor, in
Thank you.
favor. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm in a car driving from my appointment.
Okay, hope you're not driving.
No, I'm in a parking lot.
Okay, all right, that passes. Okay, we're back at the agenda, provincial update, and I guess the only thing that we can mention coming out of the in-camera, we can talk about those 2 events that were canceled. Maybe you could do that in your EOC briefing, Percy. Okay, let's get the provincial update first.
So for the provincial update, currently there are 61 states of local emergency. 1 remains for flooding. The other 60 are for COVID-19. Of emergency operation centers, there are 144 municipal still up and running, as well as 4 provincial ones. In terms of COVID cases, in Canada, there's 92,767 confirmed cases. Alberta has 7,076 confirmed cases, plus 344 active cases at the current time. The Edmonton zone has 563 confirmed cases, and 45 are active at the current time. Within St. Albert, there is no active cases, and there were 29 cases that have been connected directly to St. Albert. To date, there are 671 cases of COVID in Alberta that were from unknown exposures. Currently, there are 62 active cases in continuing care facilities. Travelers currently who are entering at Alberta must stop at a provincial checkpoint near vehicle inspection stations to complete an isolation questionnaire and undergo temperature checks. Essential economic travel will not be disrupted. There are similar checkpoints at Calgary and Edmonton airports, and those are people coming from international travel. The changes for expanded nursing care for the province, there's long-term changes to Alberta nursing homes regulations that will come into effect this August 15th. The amendment removes barriers so that nurse practitioners can act as primary care providers in nursing homes, admitting and assessing residents as well as follow-up care. Permanent changes will allow nurse practitioners and other health professionals to prescribe medication and order treatments in nursing homes according to scope of practice. Alberta Trace Together app, there are currently 198,157 registered users of this tracing application. The next Chief Medical Officer of Health update is scheduled for this Friday. Federally, there's a Canadian seniors are eligible for an old age security pension and guaranteed income supplement that they'll receive as a one-time tax-free payment during the week of July 6th. The government will provide nearly $900 more for single seniors and more than $1,500 for senior couples on top of their existing benefits to help these vulnerable Canadians with extra costs during the pandemic. And that's it for the provincial update.
I have a question about the Alberta Trace app. Didn't they say they needed a certain number of people to download the app for it to be effective?
They would, for it to be truly effective, every Albertan would have the app in place, because how it operates is the phones talk together by Bluetooth, and they're able to sense how far people are apart.
Yeah, but there was a threshold that Dr. Hinshaw had mentioned at one point that really it's ineffective if you don't get 1 million downloads, or I can't remember what, you don't remember?
I can't remember the specific number for that.
Because 100,000 is not very many, or whatever you said,
198,000, yeah.
Any questions, Natalie?
No.
How about you, Ken?
No, thank you.
Okay. Let's go on to the EOC briefing.
I'm just going to make sure I have that other component here added there. So at the current time, the Emergency Operations Center is operating and has been operating for 83 days. The core values continue to be safety of residents and staff, property safety, and environmental safety. The Emergency Operations Center continues to share information with our regional partner and municipal contacts, sharing various reentry plans across the what other municipalities are doing. There's ongoing work with the province to help gain clarity on different components of the provincial relaunch strategy. Currently, all city, neighborhood, community, and school playgrounds are open, except the 3 that are in construction. The EOC continues to monitor provincial press releases and briefings to help with planning and preparation. And that's specifically for helping us right now with our planning and preparation for facility reentry strategy. The EOC has been working to assist partners with facility reopening. The Museum and Art Gallery of St. Albert are opening as early as Tuesday, June 9th with reduced hours. We're having additional early inquiries from some leaseholders about planning for reentry, and we'll continue to work with them to help support them as they work towards reentering and resuming their activities.
Any news on the library, Percy?
The library, we've been in contact. They don't have a set date for reopening at the current time. We don't have a finalized plan for them.
Okay, they're eligible in phase 2, right?
They are.
Okay, thank you.
The Emergency Operations Center has had staff from both the Emergency Operations Center and affected departments attend a number of provincial town halls this week. Those town halls were on libraries, theaters, and later today on recreational facilities. We're utilizing that information from those meetings to assist with our reentry planning and planning for our reentry plans. And that's it for our update today.
That was quick. Natalie, a question?
I guess what
forgot the other 2 pieces, sorry.
That's probably my question.
Because it wasn't on this, it was on a separate paper. As the 2020 Service Place Halloween Haunt and the 2020 Grosvenor Dog Pool Swim will be canceled for this year. And the Halloween Haunt it typically has 6,000 individuals attend. And with the health orders in place, it's prudent to do that cancellation, and the Grosvenor Dog Pool Swim is being canceled because the pool is not being open this year.
Okay, thanks for that. Have to get a release out about that. Ken, do you have any questions?
No, thank you. Very informative.
Okay, any emergent items? Kevin, Percy?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Okay.
No additions.
I was wondering, Natalie and Ken, do you still want to continue to get the RCMP MES reports?
Not particularly.
Yeah, you know, like the last little bit, it's been pretty standard. So I agree with Natalie. I don't want to make a make-work project. Certainly, if they're continuing them, then I don't mind getting them. But I'm really just glancing at them now, unless there's something highlighted.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I was going to suggest we discontinue it. And I was going to ask the question of how often does EAC need to continue to meet? I don't know, Percy and Cindy, if you have, sounds like we need to have a meeting next week. Yeah, and why don't we decide next week if we need to go down to every 2 weeks or something? Okay. Ken, Natalie, do you have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I guess without knowing what, and I apologize for being late. The June 11th, is that one postponed or moved? There's some confusion in my calendar. I got a request to cancel, and then I got something else. So I don't know whether it was just Rayanne cleaning my calendar up or not.
Yeah, I think there's still a go. I've got them in my calendar.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would say meet next week and then play it by ear after that.
And I don't see any reason to declare the state of local emergency. We're good there. So that's it, we're done. Meeting adjourned.
Again, I apologize for not getting there in time.
That's okay, hope you're feeling okay, Ken.
I'll fill you in with the details later.
Okay, bye. See you, everyone.
All right.
Yeah.